Most men were never taught how women actually experience sexual desire. They were taught to assume, to guess, to take silence as rejection and distance as disinterest. And over time, that misunderstanding creates frustration on one side and pressure on the other. Many men genuinely love their partners, feel attracted to them, and still feel confused when desire doesn't show up the way they expect. They wonder why intimacy feels inconsistent, why effort doesn't always lead to closeness, and why rejection hurts more than it should. But here's the truth that changes everything. Women as sexual desire does not work the same way men's does. And treating it as if it should is one of the biggest reasons intimacy breaks down. Desire isn't missing, it's misunderstood. And when misunderstanding turns into pressure, intimacy slowly shuts down. So before assuming something is wrong with her or with the relationship, the real question becomes this: do you actually understand how women's desire works? This video is not about blaming men or putting women on a pedestal. It's about clarity. It's about learning what most men were never taught growing up, not by school, not by society, and not by movies. We're going to talk about how women experience desire emotionally and psychologically, why attraction alone is often not enough, and how stress, safety, and emotional connection play a bigger role than most men realize. Because women-ness desire is not a switch you turn on, it's a response to how seen, valued, and emotionally safe they feel. And by the end of this video, you won't just understand women better. You'll understand how real intimacy is built, why desire fades without warning, and how small shifts in awareness can completely change the way connection feels in a relationship without manipulation, pressure, or confusion. To understand women's sexual desire, the first thing men need to let go of is the idea that desire is always spontaneous. For many women, desire is often responsive, meaning it grows after emotional connection, safety, and closeness are already present. This is not a lack of attraction or passion, it is simply a different wiring. A woman may not feel desire out of nowhere, but once she feels emotionally connected, relaxed, and understood, desire can awaken naturally. Stress, exhaustion, and mental overload have a much stronger impact on women's desire than most men realize. When her mind is busy with responsibilities, worries, or unresolved tension, her body does not feel free to open up to intimacy, no matter how attractive her partner is. Another important truth is that emotional safety is deeply tied to sexual desire. When a woman feels safe to express herself without being judged, rushed, or pressured, her desire has room to exist. Emotional safety means she can say no without fear of punishment, guilt, or distance. It means her feelings are taken seriously, even when they are inconvenient. When intimacy begins to feel like an obligation rather than a choice, desire fades. Many men do not realize that pressure, even unspoken pressure, quietly shuts desire down. What feels like effort or persistence to one partner can feel like expectation or demand to the other. There are also several myths that damage understanding. One of the most common is the belief that love automatically equals desire. A woman can deeply love her partner and still struggle with desire if emotional connection has weakened or stress has taken over. Another myth is that rejection means loss of attraction. Often, rejection is not about the partner at all, but about how she feels in her own body and mind at that moment. When rejection is taken personally, it creates defensiveness, distance, and resentment, which further damages intimacy. Desire does not thrive in emotional tension. It thrives in emotional closeness. Many things quietly reduce women's desire without men realizing it. Feeling emotionally unheard or dismissed over time creates distance. Lack of appreciation outside the bedroom makes intimacy feel transactional. Unresolved conflicts do not disappear during physical closeness. They show up as resistance or withdrawal. When affection is only shown as a path toward sex, It stops feeling safe and starts feeling strategic. Women often need to feel valued beyond their sexual role in the relationship in order to feel open to intimacy within it. What actually increases women's desire is often simple but rarely practiced consistently. Emotional connection outside the bedroom is one of the strongest factors. Feeling listened to, supported, and respected during everyday moments builds the foundation for desire later. Non-sexual touch without expectation creates safety rather than pressure. Patience and presence communicate care more powerfully than urgency ever could. When communication is open and free of defensiveness, intimacy becomes a shared experience rather than a negotiation. It is also important to understand that desire changes over time. Hormones, stress, life transitions, emotional health, and relationship dynamics all influence how desire shows up. Differences in desire do not mean something is broken. They mean the relationship needs understanding and communication. Men who learn to see desire as something to nurture rather than demand create space for deeper intimacy. When a woman feels emotionally seen, safe, and valued, desire often follows naturally. Not because she is supposed to want intimacy, but because she genuinely feels open to it. Women's sexual desire is not a mystery meant to frustrate men, and it's not a problem that needs to be fixed. It is a response to how safe, valued, and emotionally connected they feel in a relationship. When men stop trying to force desire and start trying to understand it, everything changes. Intimacy becomes less about pressure and more about presence, less about expectation and more about connection. Desire is not something you demand from a partner, it is something you create together over time. And the strongest relationships are not built on constant passion, but on emotional safety, patience, and honest communication. So instead of asking why desire is missing, a better question is this: what kind of environment are we creating for it to exist? Because when understanding replaces frustration, intimacy has the space to grow naturally and deeply. Like the video, if this resonated, share with someone who needs it. Subscribe our channel for deeper conversations about love, psychology, and human connection.